everybody. Good morning and welcome. Hello. If I could please have everyone's attention. Thank you so much. Good morning and welcome to the Impact 100 of Palm Beach County on this beautiful Tuesday morning. I'm Paige Kornblue, and it is my absolute pleasure to introduce to you, to kick things off this morning, President of Impact 100 Palm Beach County, Kelly Fleming.
Things here. Good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you to Impact 100 Palm Beach County's 12th annual awards and grand awards and annual meeting. So welcome all. It's such a beautiful day. We're so excited that everybody was here and was able to come out. As we talk about a lot, the highest level of Impact 100, one of the ways we explain it is one woman who writes one check. All of you have done that. That's what we're doing here today. And then the second part of that is that they go to one meeting and they have one vote. And today we get a little bit more than one vote, lots of votes today. But in the spirit of that, the annual meeting, I would like to officially kick off our annual meeting. The gavel. And again, we've had such an amazing year. Another thing we talk about a lot is the power of women giving as one. And I hope today that you see that in a very real and personal way, the power of all of us making an individual decision to come together to collectively do so much more than we could do individually and alone. It has been an amazing year, and thanks to that, part of the power you're going to see today is that this year we have a record-breaking 804 members. And yes. Which means that we were able to grant today 8 $100,000 high-impact grants into Southern Palm Beach County, and those finalists that are not the winner of the $100,000 grant will get to split the remainder, which we do every year. And remarkably, amazing to us, this is our 12th year. By the time we finish today and have awarded those grants, Impact 100 Palm Beach County will have awarded over $6 million into Southern Palm Beach County. Thank you. Which is just amazing. And what that means is that we will have awarded 56 $100,000 grants to our local nonprofits, which is just remarkable. And also, if you're doing the math, that's around $500,000 that we've also been able to put into our community through our merit grants. So over time, that little remainder we have every year adds up to a significant impact in its own right. So today we will, in a bit, you will be listening to 11 finalists give their 4-minute presentations about their dream for improving our local community and how a $100,000 grant from Impact 100 will make that vision a reality. But before we get to that piece, there are an awful lot of people that I need to thank because this is our one opportunity every year to thank all the many volunteers who make this possible. I want to take a few minutes to make sure that we do that. It's as I said, I think all of you know, we are a volunteer-led organization. And although we don't require anyone to volunteer, there are about 150 women who make all the magic happen so that we can be here today and have amazing nonprofit finalists and to be able to vote. And so it's an amazing honor. This is accumulation of thousands and thousands of hours of work by some amazing women in this room. So I want to make sure that we give them a shout out. So I will start by thanking our board of directors. Our board of directors is an amazing group of women that helps with everything. There are a lot of our co-chairs are in the board of directors as well. I also always want to thank our founders, the 3 women who had the vision to bring this amazing Impact 100 to our local community. As many of you know, Impact 100 is actually an organization. We are the second largest Impact chapter. There are 65 in 4 different countries. And so Tandy Robinson, I don't know where they are, Cindy Krepsbaugh, Lisa Mulhall were the 3 women who had the vision to bring that to our community. So we always want to thank them. Oh, let's go back one, sorry. And also I do want, these are our committee chairs. These are the women who kind of spearhead the rest of our volunteers and are able to help us get so much done. The committee chairs, I also and my board, but I also would like to give a personal shout out to Holly Shuttler, who has been so incredibly helpful to me at the immediate past president and helped guide me and helped us make some big decisions. But all of these women have been so incredibly instrumental in what we do. I do also have some special shout outs to a few special people who were not one of the committee chairs or on the board. Nancy Tomlinson, who has kept our database going. And that gets to be an increasingly large job every year as we continue to grow. Lana Golden, who has given feedback to all the nonprofits that you will not be hearing from today to try to help them learn how they can write better proposals or how they can tweak their projects, which has obviously been an incredible gift to all the nonprofits as well. So hopefully we will see them reapply in the future. Susan Duane, who's been helping us vote today. You've probably been, all your Survey Monkey emails are really from her. Emily McMullen has helped with our technology. We're so incredibly, we really need help with that, so we're grateful for that. Sandy Schwartz, who has written some of the many pieces that you all have seen in our beautiful newsletters. Lisa Bariso, who is our liaison coordinator. And all the liaisons that are probably communicating with you about upcoming events, wherever she coordinates that communication. Very grateful for her as well. Bibi Duke has helped us do the Come See Your Impact, which is a new initiative we started this year that hopefully will continue next year, where you are able next year to go see your impact in action, and you can have site visits to all the winners today and see how your grants are being used up front. And then we also want to give a special shout out to Tandy Robinson, who for all of our 12 years has been a very generous platinum sponsor, and we couldn't do it without that sponsorship. So we really appreciate all those women. So these are some of, I do want to, we have a lot of parties and things. These are 3 of our signature events. Other than today, we want to give a shout out to our event chairs. We have Carrie Rubin doing the fall kickoff, and Sarah Doyle, who chaired our holiday party / semifinalist announcement and our finalist announcement that we just held. We want to thank Wanda Harold for that. So thank you to those 3 ladies as well. Yes. I also want to thank, these are all of the women who have who've been party hostesses. So in case I'll spur that on, maybe some of you would like to do that in the future. These women, we've had some amazing events. We've had pickleball, we've had tennis, we've had croquet, we've had movies and cocktail parties and shopping events. And all of this has been coordinated by some of our members and friends who have decided, wanted to come together and introduce their neighbors, their colleagues, their friends and family to the great work we do at Impact 100. I will say that I've been doing some, a little bit of data analysis this year, and these type of parties where it's more of a peer-to-peer, you bring your friends in, have the highest conversion rates for us from guests to members. So we really, really appreciate these women, and we certainly hope that you'll be inspired to bring your friends together and do something like this next year. We'd also like to thank our generous annual sponsors. As you know, all of your $1,000 goes directly to fund the $100,000 grants. So all of the amazing things we do throughout the year, we wouldn't be able to do without our generous sponsors, our annual sponsors. So we thank them very much for all that they're doing. We would also like to thank our event sponsors. It's kind of a new sponsorship category for us this year as we've moved to a new venue. It gives us an opportunity to do this. And I would especially there's an extra special gift from one of our presenting sponsor on your table. The presenting sponsor happens to be my parents, who go take it, yes, yay, mom and dad. Who are always behind their daughter when she has a crazy idea like this. And they also, on top of that, because I think my mother's a beautiful Southern belle, can't go without having a party favor, which I said, I don't know that we need a party favor at our annual meeting, but that was not, so she thought she did. And in fact, she decided this when they were in Japan. And so all of you have a fan that my parents hand carried from Japan a week ago on your tables. So that is your beautiful gift. You can go and remember today. And so thank them, and thank, of course, for all of the sponsors today. It's just a truly beautiful event, and we're so incredibly grateful. And we also would like to thank our Dream Big sponsors. They help us create the foundation and the foundation for us to continue to grow stronger as we continue to get more members, which is a fantastic problem. So we're very grateful for them and their vision. So, yes, and before I go any further, the first people I would like to officially thank here are our incredible Grand Awards co-chairs, Sarah Doyle and Renee Fader. I think we can all give them a round of applause. I have to say that after last year's Grand Awards, Renee was the chair and Sarah was the incoming chair, and I went up to them and I said, what would you think about doing a lunch next year? And they very enthusiastically said, that's a great idea, we ought to look into that. So as we did start to investigate our options and our choices, and doing some metrics to see what made sense and whatever, at the same time, our traditional venue told us that they were not able to host us when we needed it. And we're like, well, there's the decision then. We're going to try out a lunch and see how it goes. And I do have to say thank you both so much, because particularly Sarah for undertaking, this is not what she signed up for when she said she'd be the chair of, and she didn't reimagine the entire event, and Renee for then choosing to stick around to help transition us. And this is beyond what I could have ever expected as a vision. So thank you so much for all the work. So today is a accumulation of a year-long process we have for to select our 11 finalists. And this process has been run for the last 2 years by our co-chairs, our grants co-chairs, Ingrid Kennemer and Noreen Payne. Yes, and their team of focus area chairs and grant reviewers. We're so incredibly grateful to them for the work they do. So we have just a little highlight of what, just make sure everybody remembers all that we do. Impact 100, one of the great things, it's a very unique collective giving model that we have, that we follow, and most of the chapters follow as well. Most collective giving organizations are really focused on a particular issue or a particular kind of group of people they want to serve. And the beauty of Impact 100 is that we fund grants in 5 different focus areas. The idea being that a truly healthy community, all of these things would be coming together to play together and work towards making a whole community. And and it also is great for the women that we would be able to attract to it, because every nonprofit in our community should fit in one of these 5 buckets. So we have the arts, culture, and historic preservation, education, environment, animal welfare, family, health, and wellness. And that's we have for, ever since we crossed 500 members, we have been able to fund a $100,000 grant in all 5 of these focus areas, which is really amazing, because it really does bring our whole community together and give us all the opportunity to play a part in that, which I think is very exciting. So the grants process, we have a unique thing we do is that we fund high impact grants. So a high impact grant to us is a transformative grant. So it's not operating budgeted, it doesn't go in some bucket and we don't know what happens to it. We know exactly where it's going, because when they give their proposals, we take proposals for new projects, expansions of current projects, collaborations with other nonprofits, and it has to be very well defined and well structured, and it also has to have specific outcomes and measurable results, which I'll talk about in a minute. That's a very signature piece of what we do as well. So here is our model. I think you know that. So we've already gotten each woman gave their $1,000. The nonprofits apply. Just to give you an overview, this year we had 83 applications we received in the fall. And then our grant review committees, so we have those 5 committees that each have about 10 women on them. They review them carefully, and then they chose 27 to be our semi-finalists. Now those 27 were asked to give a full proposal and received a 90-minute site visit from each person on the team. Everybody has to be able to go to all the site visits. So all of the women took a 90-minute site visit with all of the finalists, semi-finalists, and then they narrowed them down, and today they have given us the 11 that they think are the ones that are the most worthy of the $100,000 grants from Impact 100 after tremendous time and vetting. And they've used a time-honored system that we have that's very rigorous in making sure that these all the proposals that you hear today are sustainable and viable, and that they have what they need in place to make them successful projects. So we are then going to hear the finalists present. That's coming up very soon. And then after that, we have a contract signing and a grant management. We've changed it. It used to be compliance, but that sounded a little much, so we changed it to grant management. And these are our 3 grant management co-chairs, Joanne, Molly, and Donna. And what they do, your $1,000 we take very seriously. We are stewards of that money. We are stewards of the $100,000 that we give out. And beforehand, we make sure that the nonprofits understand that they will have to show us measurable outcomes of what they're doing to ensure that your all's money is being used in the manner in which you voted for it to be used. And they have a great process of doing that. They follow them throughout the entire grant. They're assigned a specific person, but then they're also followed by some other people as well to make sure that everything's going well. And as much as a lot of the smaller nonprofits are like, oh gosh, this is so much work and we've got to get all this data to you, they always come back and thank us because one of the gifts that we leave them with, other than the $100,000, is proof of concept. They have documentation now that their project works, and that's important to us because we want these projects to be sustainable beyond our $100,000. And they've often said, I took these to future funders, even government, even the state of Florida, and was able to get additional grants to continue the project that you all allowed us to start with your $100,000 because you also gave us the gift, the tough love gift of making sure that everything was documented in such a way that we could move forward and do that. So I just want you to know it's even bigger than the power of giving is even bigger than even just the $100,000 grant. It goes on for quite some time and continues to help them much beyond the money. So, those are our grant management chairs. And now I am we're very, very close to hearing our 11 presenters, but we have a small amount of business here. So, as you know, we are going to be listening to 11 presenters give 4-minute presentations. So, we have a ballot. We are going to be voting on our phones, but we have, if you'll look at page 7, this is a sample ballot. So this will give you an idea of what we're doing here. So we have, here are our projects, and just so you don't get confused a little bit, we're going to be awarding 8 $100,000 grants. So how this is going to work is we're going to have one in every focus area. So I'm going to read so I don't mess it up. Our voting process is going to be this. So you vote. So when you're thinking about these, and you have a little piece of paper in there, a little yellow piece of paper you can take notes on if you want to, or you can take notes here, however you want to do it. We also have, if you're looking, all the executive summaries, which many of you were able to read probably before you got here. But you can take notes, and there's also, if you want to find more information about any of the nonprofits, there's a link at the bottom. You can go to their website. But so our voting ballot, you're going to vote for one in each of the 5 categories. So there's $500,000. Then you get 3 extra votes. So all of them are listed at the bottom. This is replicated on what you're going to see on your phone, which I'll tell you about in a minute, but just so you know, it's going to look like this. And you get to pick 3 more. Now, if there's something that you're just like, I absolutely have to see that win $100,000, you can vote on it again. Or you can vote on the one where, gosh, I can't decide, I wish I could vote on both of them. You can do that. So we've got all kinds of options. So you will get 3 extra votes that you may use however you see fit. And then we will tally them, and the winner in each, there will be the highest ranking one in each focus area will get it. And then the other 3 who did not already win in their focus area will be the 3 bonus $100,000 grants. I also have been asked, if you on page 6, we will go, this is how to log on to your Wi-Fi. So I've been asked to do this now so we don't slow us down too much later when we're about to tally the votes. You may use your own phones. Obviously you're using your own phone, sorry. You may use your own Wi-Fi or whoever you get your service through. If it works in here, then that's great. But if you choose to log on to our secure high volume, whatever they called it, Wi-Fi from Boca West, These are instructions to do it. It's a little bit tricky because you don't just, when you know how you go on and it says, Boca West guest, that's not what you want because that's not the highest and best one. You have to go on to other. And then you don't put in SSID. That pretend that's black. But then you have to follow this exactly. The all caps with the hyphen with the number 1 at the end for event 1. And then the password has an exclamation at the end. So if you all just can make sure now that, so we don't slow it down later, that you're able to get on some form of Wi-Fi. We also have some ladies, there's some with orange pashminas that can help. And God bless Boca West, they explain this to every staff person. So if you have trouble, we have lots and lots of an army of people to help you with the technology. So I'm going to give you just a minute to make sure that everybody has all of that down. And raise your hand. Would you like them to raise your hand if you have a problem? Or everybody looks like they're doing great. Right? Pardon me? Survey, what do I say? Right. Should I say that now too? Okay. We'll come back to this. We just want to make sure you got on the Wi-Fi. I think it's we would love for you to, you did just, so in case somebody needs to know this now instead of later, I will tell you, you received another email this morning from Impact 100, I think at about 10 a.m., where's your voting link? You received it earlier, like a few weeks ago, but we didn't want you to have to search for it. So you got another one at 10 a.m. this morning. But we're about to hear shortly from the presenters. So we'll give you another opportunity to actually vote at the end. So if you just want to write it down, then that works as well too. So, so everybody ready? All right. So we are now about to hear the presentations from our finalists, our 11 finalists. We're going to try to click through this. And so we ask specifically from everyone that don't clap, don't yell, whatever. I know some people have favorites, they have their whatever. So please just listen for 44 minutes, and then we'll have all kinds of fun after that. So it's just, but this is the meeting, the gavel, remember? Don't make me come do this. That's my goal, is to not have to come on stage, because I know you all are going to be awesome. But to begin to introduce our this year's finalists and their focus areas, I have the great pleasure of introducing you to next year's co-presidents of Impact 100, who happen to be this year and last year's amazing communications directors. So here you go. Thank you very much to Kimberly and Janine. This is our last clap. Last clap for 45 minutes. And we will have them come up and they can introduce our nonprofits. I'm going to keep the gavel. Should I keep the gavel there? We're not going to need that. Well, I'll keep it right there. All right. Thank you, ladies.
Hello, everyone. We're so happy to be here, and thank you, Kelly. She has just been an amazing inspiration to us all as we reach this milestone, another great milestone of 804 women. Janine and I have the great pleasure today of introducing each of the 5 focus areas. Now, the presenters will introduce themselves, but what we're going to do is help you keep track of where we are by introducing each focus area as they're ready to give their presentations. The first presenters are going to be the finalists in the focus area of arts, culture, and historic preservation. This focus area was co-chaired by Diane Alprin and Ann Henderson, and it's a result of their hard work with their ladies that they brought us some really great finalists for you to consider today in voting. So they'll be first up, and then we'll see you afterwards.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Name is Will Romulus, Executive Director for Digital Vibes. This is a very powerful room, and I'm a little bit nervous. This is my first time doing this. But thank you. So let me ask you guys this question. How many of you guys, by a raise of hand, have been robbed at gunpoint? Okay. How many of you guys know anybody that have been robbed at gunpoint? How many of you guys have come from a broken home? I, Will Romulus, have overcome and combat those odds. And this is why we came up with this program, Digital Expressions Lifetime of Consequences. That program is in partnership with the Sheriff Office, Department of Juvenile Justice, the Public Defender's Office, and also the State Attorney's Office. Remember? State attorneys and public defenders, two different worlds under one roof. That's for the youth. Because right now, we at war. We at war with the digital world. The things that our kids are being exposed to, it's so overwhelming to a point where they don't know what to do with all that information. Providing them with a creative outlet to express all of those is what we're doing with that program. And with the help of you ladies, we are gonna be able to beat those odds. We provide this program, Digital Expressions, where the first phase of it is to really get the kids to write about those different topics: peer pressure, anti-bullying, mental health, all those different topics. And they, as they're writing, they're gaining their literacy. They're fostering a love for reading and also for writing. Then once they're done with that, we expose them to audio productions where we get them to turn those lyrics into a form of a song. So once they're done with that, that's exposing them to technology, to exposing them to those different topics. And at the same time, they turn that song into a dance routine. Dancing is a form of expression. Writing is a form of expression. And after they're done with all of that, they turn all of those things into an actual music video. A music video which they're able to go to the different schools to showcase. The sheriff office, the DJJ, they able to show all the kids about those different things that the kids are writing about. So that's what this is all about. That's what that program is about, you know, in that sense. And this program is gonna be happening here. It's happening here because I know for sure that you guys are gonna be voting for it to make sure it happens here. You know, it's a really cool concept. And right now, this program is at 48 different schools throughout the county, and we need more of this program here in the southern part of the county. And with your help, you ladies gonna help us exchange the guns that are in our youth hands with the microphone. A microphone is what they need to express themselves. They need that to really put all those things that they're being exposed to out there. You know, so that's pretty much what it's all about, and I truly appreciate each one of you guys. I am inspired with the work that you guys are doing. You guys are making Palm Beach County a safer county to live in. And with me, when I was held at gunpoint, I had so much emotion, so much was built in, you know, in that sense. So I felt like moving to a different county, you know, finding a safer place. There's no such thing. Becoming a mentor for those youth is what they need, and it's what we became. And I have a strong team that's out there ready to go on and impact those youth. And that's what we're all about, Digital Vibes. Thank you.
Good morning. I want you all to repeat after me. I am strong, I am loved, yes I am. Yes, you are. And it is with these affirmations that we begin every Synergy event because we understand the importance of affirming self-identity. We inspire. Let me tell you about a young man named Javian who's a very special place in my life. He was one of my first students in 2015 and represents nearly 70% of the students we've come to service over the last 8 years. Despite coming from a broken family home, low-income neighborhood, his passion for drums was unmatched. I mean, he reminded me of a young me as a drummer. Whenever he was near a drum, he had so much joy. It was like watching him do the little TikTok dance that has these kids in a frenzy. I don't get it, but it's none of my business. So Although he struggled academically, his mother was able to recognize a key element in our program that helped him develop his identity. And because of that, he didn't miss a single Synergy event. Now, we understand that strong identity leads to strong habits, as research shows that belief in one's identity will lead to aligned actions. Synergy's core foundation is a comprehensive, immersive curriculum in percussion and music industry education, encompassing diverse learning modules and practical training. We provide a safe space for students to discover and express their true selves while addressing the immediate need to shift their mindsets from a fix to a growth mindset. We aim to transform our teaching to help our students consume and apply information in a way that showcases their talents, but addresses their mental stability, and furthermore, their mental agility. We inform. Starting in June and over the next 2 years, we will continue to establish ourselves as providers of a unique music experience in Southern Palm Beach County. With a track record of 90% retention rate, 80% promotion rate, and securing music scholarships for 4 out of 5 of our graduating seniors, it's safe to say that we're committed to the cause. Now, our biggest issue is funding. We rely heavily on personal funding and resources, but with the help of Impact, we can make a difference. We can hire and support staff who believe in our why. We can invest in technology and resources that elevate our program and our students, and most importantly, gain legitimacy from other organizations like Impact 100 who want to come and support us. This will ensure our stability. We innovate. In everything we do, we believe in thinking differently. Another student, my first student, Tyreek, 2015, came to our program with a passion for music, but an even greater passion for science. Can you believe he turned down a full-ride music scholarship to pursue a master's of public health? Right. Why? Because his passion for science, he wants to bridge the gap between music and mental health to be able to create data that supports positive change for our at-risk youth. Now, Tyreek will return to our program this summer to support his data, and we're super excited to have him. And as for Javian, well, he's a section leader, an honor roll student, and a student composer at one of the top high schools in the county, which is a prime example of how we are shifting the narrative from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. You see, music, drums, rhythm, beats, whatever you want to call it, it's our history, and it feeds our soul. And through Synergy Network Project, we will continue to change the lives and trajectory of each student that we come encounter with. This is an opportunity to help build Southern Palm Beach County's most innovative music program, and by 2025, South Florida's only percussion and music industry conference. I'm Ray Nelson, a Palm Beach County native from right here, and I have a similar story as Javian and Tyreek, which has led me to achieve so many things from traveling the world, but what matters most are the resources and the relationships that allow me to bring it back here to our community. All together as one is our motto. Thank you.
So the 2 finalists from the Arts, Culture, and Historic Preservation have made their presentations. The second focus area to present is education. This committee was co-chaired by Karen McGinley and Jessica Baskis. We will now hear from the 2 finalists.
Do you understand how hard it is for a child to speak up? How hard it is and how much courage a child will need to be on this stage right now? Without that support that EJS and Achievement Centers has given me, I would not be on this stage. My name is Vivian Damash. Today is my 17th birthday. I'm a senior at Inlet Grove High School, and I also take classes at Palm Beach State College. This program that I'm here to talk to you about today has supported me through so much within the short time I have been there. When I moved here from New Mexico when I was in the 4th grade, I was really scared, not because of a new environment, but because I wasn't able to speak out the way I wanted to. I wasn't able to make friends the way I wanted to. When I joined EJS in the 10th grade, I wasn't forced to be someone I wasn't. I was able to be quiet, but not a quiet where I was silent, a quiet where I was able to just listen and soak up all the knowledge they give me. Most days, my mom's at work, and my dad is a second-time dialysis patient. So thanks to EJS and transportation, I have been able to go there once school is out. Most kids that attend this program are just like me, kids with single-parent, low-income families, kids who need a safe place to go after school and during the summer. EJS and Achievement Centers helps us set goals and advocate for ourselves for how we want to be in the future and how we can be the best we can. I've learned to be more vocal because I know, thanks to them, my voice does matter. I've been able to meet with Congresswoman Louise Frankel, and she's listened to what I've had to say. Through Young Legislator Program, I've been able to do workshops, community service, meeting with public officials, and conferences. As you can tell, the Young Legislator Program has impacted me greatly, a lot. I learned about myself and the community and the inner workings of government. Even though it was our first time meeting some of the kids through Achievement Center, for our summer trip to Washington, D.C., it felt like we were a family. I, once again, wasn't forced to be someone I wasn't. I was supported through all my choices. With the funding that we will receive, if we receive it, Young Legislator Program will be planning trips like the one we did last summer for this summer and next summer. Of course, it all does sound really fun, but there are minimums you need to meet. There's a minimum of 2.5 GPA or higher. You need to write an essay on why you want to be in this program and participate in community service. You also need to attend a racial equity and inclusion training. Of course, it's not all just the finals. We will be having check-ins throughout the school period. So that way you are able to become a well-rounded person. If we are funded, we will continue to have group meetings, but we'll be able to expand to more children. We will be able to plan trips to have more inclusion of the programs. We'll be able to go on more field trips. We'll be able to have a more historical and cultural importance learned throughout this. We'll be able to explore more colleges and learn about potential career paths. Thanks to this program, I have been able to get a scholarship and a possible internship for engineering at Public Works facility. Thanks to them, I once again know that my voice matters. And if we are continuing to be funded, we are able to support future generations because our voices matter. Thank you.
Good morning. I'd like to cite a quote by Malcolm X. As I see it today, the ability to read awoke in me some long dormant craving to be alive. Malcolm X wrote this while he was in prison with very few resources, but reading to learn enhanced his understanding and gave him a whole new world of opportunity. Whether you agree with his beliefs or not, reading to learn gave him hope 60 years ago, and we as a team have that very same hope 60 years later. My name is Micaiah Joseph, and I joined Propel when I was 15 years old as a sophomore in high school. Before Propel, I was like most kids at that age. I was looking for things and people to just pay attention to me. Due to this, I could have easily been distracted or led astray. My mom was a single parent working crazy hours, which meant she wasn't always present or mentally available to guide me through my day-to-day choices. But a group of friends introduced me to Propel, and I quickly realized why they attended and loved the program so much. We received free transportation, a stimulating environment to do homework, computer access, tutoring, and mentorship. But Propel became more than just an after-school program for me. Propel was and still is a safe space to find inspiration and hope. I finally found a family outside of my own. As of last year, I joined Propel as middle school lead coach. In doing so, I gained a new perspective and appreciation for the program. Being lead coach meant that I get to mentor my students in both life and academic skills. So much so, I get to see my students' accomplishments, failures, and progressions on a day-to-day basis. With being a part of such an intentional staff, we realize our kids lack in one specific area, which is reading and writing. Our middle and high schoolers are reading 2 years below their current grade level. You have to understand, most of our kids come from Caribbean households, which means English isn't spoken nor corrected at home. You can see how this becomes a problem academically. If we're given the opportunity, we would be able to launch a literacy lab at Propel Boca, focusing on enunciation, reading, writing, grammar, and even reading speed. The literacy lab would simply be learning to read and reading to learn. Learning to read is just the foundation, while reading to learn is the application itself. What I love most about this program is its unique focus on how an individual learns. We all went to school. We were taught the same things, but we understand them differently. As a current coach and a proud Propelian alumni, I can tell you right now, I would have easily benefited from the advancement of this program. My reading style consists of reading things out loud or multiple times to really grasp an understanding. This took me years to realize. Our students would have access to take assessments and get to the root of the problem much faster. They get results within weeks, while we're accommodating to their specific learning styles. Once you obtain a skill, the beauty isn't what you've learned, but how you use it. Reading to learn would give our kids skills that are transferable to careers. They'd have the ability to gain new perspective, thinking skills, negotiation, and broaden their palette of job opportunities by far. I'd like to close with this. I'm now a junior at FAU studying psychology. I will forever be grateful to Propel and continue to share my Propelian experience with my students today. I come to Propel for one simple reason. Someone took the time to listen and care without judgment or limitation towards me. I'd like to thank you for listening and also continuing to help us propel our kids in an impactful way. Thank you.
Those were wonderful presentations in the category of education. The third focus area that will be making their presentations next is environment and animal welfare. This focus area was co-chaired by Patty Jones and Anna Parrott.
Hi, how are you all? I'm John Holloway, and I'm from the Gumbo Limbo Coastal Stewards. Good afternoon. I have the privilege of representing an organization that has been around for the last 43 years here in Boca Raton. Anybody ever been to the Gumbo Limbo Nature Center? There we go. Yes, you have. So you have an idea about what we try to accomplish there. For the last 43 years, we've been doing coastal stewardship. Now, we've changed and moved into that name. Previously, we were just the Gumbo Limbo Nature Center. But what we've always been focused on is the environment and the coastal community and giving access to kids to come and experience what we all get to see every day at the Nature Center. This is an exciting time for us. I've got a secret. Just Friday morning, we completed our negotiations with the city of Boca Raton, and we, in the next week, are going to inherit the entirety of Sea Turtle Rehab, and all operations to do with the sea turtles will now be run by a nonprofit. So let me tell you why that is so important to us. And I'm going to tell you a story about Peter Parker. Peter Parker was a turtle that was rescued from the Deerfield Pier. Our phenomenal vet and our team went out to rescue this turtle. It had ingested several hooks. It also had its flipper all wrapped up in some line that had been there for a long time, cut off the circulation. That turtle came to the facility the very first day that I was there as a new employee. So imagine my just wonder, confusion, and absolutely not knowing what to do as all of this crazy but wonderful stuff was happening around us. A couple months go by and it's time for Peter Parker, that was the name that she had. Peter Parker was going to be released. Peter lost her front right flipper, but that's okay because we had an amazing vet and she worked to get full mobility in the other 3 limbs, and all of the hooks were removed. So it was time for Peter Parker to go out on the beach. We invited a bunch of people, and let me tell you, there were hundreds of families and children captivated that day on that beach as the team brought that turtle out to the beach. And they said, hey, John, the team that we work with, the team said, come out here, John. This turtle's kind of big, and we need to carry it out. So there I go, looking like a turtle, wading out into the breakers with this turtle, and we released it. It was amazing. It was captivating. It was inspiring. Let me tell you what it was also for those children that were there that day. It allowed them to experience a sense of empathy, altruism, and sheer wonder at what that environment that we have right there on that beach, what that coastal and marine ecosystem means, and what it could mean to them. That's why I'm here. That's why we need your help. We want to launch an integrative, interactive, experiential program using augmented reality, using video technology to make sure that over 400 kids have exposure to our programs, doing virtual trips to the sea turtle rehab. We can work with kids all over that are currently limited by access. So I want you to imagine what it would be like for these children to get to see from the time of their rescue all the way to the time of their release these turtles and what that journey means and how these young people can help. We have a youth council. Let me tell you, that youth council, 3 of them have already been published, and they've published books by the age of 12 on the importance of our community and our environment here in South Florida. So I want to say thank you. I want to ask you, please consider supporting us, and it's been an honor today. Thank you all very much.
Good afternoon, Impact 100. Have you ever returned something to Amazon? A dress that was the wrong color? Or maybe a toy your child didn't like? Did you wonder what happened to that return? What about the holiday items not sold from Christmas, back to school, Mother's Day, or Easter? What happens to all that overstock? Most people don't realize, but 90% of that product that are returns and overstocked are not put back on the shelves. They end up in the landfill. Nearly $1 trillion of retail products are returned and unsellable overstocked merchandise in 2022. It is a huge environmental problem. In fact, retailers have a convention just to discuss what problem that is in their business. But it's not a problem, but it's a problem that we can and are helping to solve. And we can do more right here in South Palm Beach County with your support today. My name's Buddy Walk, and I'm the Executive Director for Morning Day Community Solutions. MCS has been serving South Florida since 2010, and in that time, we've served more than 650 nonprofits and prevented 10 billion pounds of product from ending up in the landfill and turning that trash into treasure. Today, I'm asking for your support so that we can increase our impact in South Palm Beach County and prevent 400,000 pounds of retail waste over the next 2 years and hundreds of thousands of more in the years to come. Through our partners with retailers including local Walmart stores, Amazon distribution centers, and more, MCS takes returns or unsellable products and puts them into the hands of nonprofits instead of going into the landfill. There are more than 2,000 registered nonprofits in South Palm Beach County, 35 of which are already members of MCS. With your support, we will increase that number to 75 by May 2025. As a result of this growth, just from the nonprofits we will serve in South Palm Beach County, we will save more than 400 pounds of products from ending up in the landfill. But most MCS members stay with us for many years, so we think the environmental impact will be much bigger and much longer than the life of this grant. A grant from Impact 100 will allow us to hire a membership manager to help us strategically grow and increase our South Palm Beach County membership by 40 new members over the next 2 years. We plan to launch a membership campaign with phone calls, referrals from current members, and target emails and social media. If you're gracious enough to fund our project, 50% of the grant will be allocated towards the salary of the membership manager and support staff, and 50% for materials, transportation, and warehouse costs to accumulate our growth. You can see in our slide that we help a lot of different missions. We work with hundreds of organizations that serve children, animals, the elderly, veterans, and more. Every organization needs some type of product to do what they do, and they all need to stretch their dollar as much as possible. We are able to help our neighbors to need in the needs that they need, thanks to MCS' unique solution to growing environmental problem. Our motto is to help those who help others, and we know that is your passion that you share as well. Thank you for all you do in our community and for considering how many others in our environment that we can help by supporting Morning Day Community Solutions. Thank you.
Well, you have now heard from the 2 finalists in the Environment and Animal Welfare Focus Area. Next is our presentations from the 4th Focus Area, Family, co-chaired by Kelly Lagori and Carolyn Cassidy.
Imagine you're an 8-year-old boy, and you've been watching your single mother struggle with serious health complications. And each day she's wrestling, trying to provide you with very basic needs like shelter, food, clothing, and electricity. Her despair overwhelms your little 8-year-old mind, and you actually contemplate suicide. In this real-life recent story, Child Protective Services was called in, and the investigator had the terrible decision to make. Should they remove the little boy and put him into foster care, or should they keep him at home? In comes a solution, a very innovative collaboration between 4 kids and the creators of a platform called Care Portal. This unique collaboration allows Child Protective Service workers to log onto a platform when they see absolutely no abuse and they see a family struggling in an emergency poverty situation. The caseworker can log onto the platform and list the immediate needs of the family, and that list is distributed via email to members of the community who just want to help. People that are very willing to bring groceries or a car seat or help with a power bill. In this unique collaboration, the message goes out to churches, local businesses, nonprofits, and people like you and me. Through the 4Kids Care Portal, 4Kids, a foster care agency, is now preventing children to come into foster care. We don't need more children coming into care. In our backyards, we have 54 children a month that are removed from their homes. That's 640 children a year in our backyards. We want to get that number down. Now, with Care Portal, when the investigators are certain there's no abuse, they put those needs into the system, the email goes out to responders, and the family's needs are met, and the child stays at home. The Impact 100 funds will be spent over the next 2 years within the exact Impact 100 Palm Beach County map boundaries. 60% will be spent on recruiting, training, and supporting community partners and volunteer responders. 40% will be met on meeting the actual, urgent, tangible needs that pop up in the Care Portal system so that kids can remain at home. Studies show if that 8-year-old boy were to be removed from his mother, he's twice as likely to suffer from PTSD of that of a combat war veteran. He'd be 60% more likely to have a juvenile record and 80% more likely to be trafficked. 4Kids Care Portal collaboration brings together Child Protective Services, our foster care agency, nonprofit, and others that are more than happy to help. We know it's sustainable because in 2020, a generous foundation gave us a lead gift to establish this collaboration, and since that time, together, we have kept 1,143 Palm Beach County children at home. Now you too can be emergency responders. For that little 8-year-old boy, he did not enter the foster care system. His family's needs were met through Care Portal. He did not commit suicide. Instead, he asked to meet his Care Portal supporters. Why? Because he wanted to say thank you. So now today, I invite you to join 4Kids and Care Portal on this unique journey, keeping kids at home where they belong, changing their stories forever. Thank you.
During his family vacation on a Texas highway, 7-year-old Dustin heard his father exhale his last breath. In that moment, with his feet shattered and his mother pinned under the dashboard, he couldn't have known the long-term impact that such a horrific tragedy would have on him. In that split second, the life that Dustin knew and the father that he cherished died. He was devastated. Without knowing it, Dustin had become a statistic. 1 in 12 children in Florida will have a parent or sibling die before they reach 18 years of age. To put that into perspective, that's more than 11,000 grieving children in southern Palm Beach County. Dustin immediately experienced the challenges of living in a community that did not support childhood grief. Shame, isolation, fear, and confusion became his norm. And it wasn't just the children that made him feel so isolated. Adults didn't know what to do or say, so they'd also avoid the little boy in the wheelchair with casts on both legs. Once again, he was a statistic. Children just like Dustin, who are unsupported in their grief, are at great risk of negative physical and emotional behaviors, including depression, anxiety, substance abuse, self-harm, and suicide. Tomorrow's Rainbow began providing grief support at our mini ranch for families in Broward and Palm Beach counties in 2005. While we have supported thousands of bereaved children in the past 17 years, only 10% of them lived in South Palm Beach County, even though we're only 2 miles from the county line. For low-income families, there are far too many barriers, including transportation, that make accessing mental health support services out of reach. Through Tomorrow's Rainbow Grief on the Go and Coping Academy, we can close the gap by bringing our proven, effective program services to underserved communities in South Palm Beach County as identified through established community partners. With a successful proof of concept under our belt, we will spend the first 90 days solidifying plans, recruiting, hiring, and training additional team members, and purchasing items such as shade canopies, folding picnic tables, and activity supplies for the children. The remainder of the funds will be used to provide direct services at 2 sites per month in the first year, with 3 additional sites in year 2. Tomorrow's Rainbow specializes in support groups, therapeutic art and play, and equine-assisted interventions. Our team of clinicians, equine specialists, and horses will guide children suffering from grief and overwhelming adversity toward joy and resilience. Our experience has us confident that children that participate in the program will feel safe to share and process internalized emotions, as well as be able to identify and utilize healthy coping strategies when encountering adversity. When children are supported in their grief, they're 5 times less likely to die by suicide, 10 times less likely to get involved in substance abuse, and 20 times less likely to develop a behavioral disorder. By supporting bereaved youth in South Palm Beach County, we can reduce the need for clinical and institutional interventions in their future. Dustin's journey was filled with heartbreaking obstacles and setbacks. Growing up, he did not have the advantage of receiving emotional support at Tomorrow's Rainbow. So you may be wondering how Dustin's story ties in with our proposed project. 23 years ago, after a head-on collision, I lay in a Texas hospital bed with my son Dustin in the children's hospital next door. I vowed that I would do anything in my power to help my son heal from the tragedy of losing his father and ensure that no other child in our community would have to grieve in isolation. Dustin was the inspiration for Tomorrow's Rainbow, the very first standalone children's grief center in Broward County, but now it's time to expand our program's reach. The thousands of underserved grieving children in South Palm Beach County need our help. Together with Tomorrow's Rainbow Grief on the Go and Coping Academy, we can guide them on a path towards hope and healing. I'm truly grateful that we were selected as an Impact 100 finalist and for the opportunity to share our mission with you today from the very bottom of my heart. Thank you.
So you have now heard from the finalists in the Family Focus Area category. Our 5th and final focus area to make their presentations today will be Health and Wellness. This focus area was co-chaired by Laura McMullen and Shannon Moriarty. This year we have 3 finalists in this category because of the great projects that we had available.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Patrick Livingston, and I'm a hope dealer. I'm the founder of Arms of Hope Community, Inc. in Lake Worth Beach. And we've been in existence there for over 13 years, where we serve thousands of families hope, hot meals, groceries, and an array of other services. This all got started not too far from here, just down the road in Delray, off of Military and Atlantic, where I was struggling in 2010 to keep my business afloat, but the writing was on the wall. A gentleman came into our restaurant looking for an interview, and I started to let him know that we're not hiring at this point, and he cut me off and he said, I have to be honest with you. I'm in recovery, and I've got 30 days sober, and if I don't find a job, I'm going to be out on the street. And at this point, I realized that he wasn't coming in asking me for a job. He was asking me for hope. He was asking me to help save his life. This gentleman wound up becoming my general manager at one of our locations, where we fought through keeping our business alive. And 2 weeks after that, I get a phone call from his dad that he was arrested the night before he can open the restaurant, so I have to get up there. Now, this divine meeting with his parents was just at the perfect time under a bad situation. We were able to go up and help the parents out and bail them out, and they explained why he was stopped. And but meeting his parents was truly an amazing thing, because at that point, I didn't know my life was going to be changed. They were so pleased to see someone would take good care of their son, their loved one, and didn't have any meaning or any reason or any rhyme to do that. So at that point, I got some supporters that I did not know I was going to get just from my kind act. And they found a place out in Lake Worth and said to me, they will be behind me if I can help make other families feel like how we feel by gaining back our son. And I took that and said yes, didn't know what I was getting involved with. And I was struggling with my business, trying to keep that afloat. Now here it is, I have a building that I have to renovate. That costs money, which I didn't have. And support from others, which I didn't have. But we kept fighting, and eventually I had to shut my business down, and I just started focusing on the nonprofit, where we feed folks for free, 3 days a week, and we feed thousands of families each month, hot meals, grocery, and we're thankful for the Impact 100 for this platform, because it's amazing for me to be where I am today, looking back from where I'm coming. And we're looking forward to remodeling our restaurant with the funds, where we'll have a greater impact in the community. We're looking forward to making a difference in so many more lives. So Impact 100, I really and truly appreciate this opportunity, what you've provided for not only me, for so many other nonprofits, because without you, there would be a challenge. I ran out of time.
Good afternoon. My name is Sherry Henry, and I need your help to grow a life-changing garden for clients like Jason. We noticed Jason was losing weight and acting out in an angry way. He cried to our social services team, "I'm hungry. I'm always hungry." Jason's lunchbox had nothing nutritious, and he explained his fridge at home was empty. He had nothing nutritious to eat. He revealed his mom was also acting strangely. We organized fresh fruits and vegetables to be delivered to Jason at home to help his mom and him. We discovered his mom had dementia. We got her the help that she needed and placed Jason in a safe group home. The Habilitation Center for the Handicapped has been serving clients like Jason with developmental disabilities and mental health challenges for over 4 decades. We're located in Boca Raton. We provide responsive and personalized programs for individuals every single year, 200 clients. We help improve their standard of living by increasing their independence, strengthening their employability, and improving their mental and physical well-being. Through our manufacturing center and plant nursery, we offer vocational training, job placement through our supported employment program, and mental health services and social services. Our peer program, which stands for Programs in Education, Art, and Recreation, offers numerous enrichment opportunities. Jason's story made us question what our clients know about healthy foods. So we did a survey. We took a potato and we showed and asked them how many knew what it was. A staggering 90% did not. Let's think about that. A potato, a common vegetable consumed across the world, was not recognized in its natural form by 90% of our clients. Although we were saddened by the results, we're hopeful and optimistic about the opportunity that a hydroponics and gardening program could have on these individuals. Impact 100 Palm Beach County grant will help to provide the infrastructure for a sustainable new hydroponics program. Our clients will grow their own vegetables, exposing them to fresh, healthy produce, offering meaningful work, education opportunities, and improving their mental wellness. The crops we yield will be given to the clients at the center, to their families, to the employees, To the community, it will be used in our weekly cooking program and donated to local food programs by the clients, exposing them to the public, helping to improve their self-esteem, and to reduce stigma in the community. Starting June 2023 through December, we'll be purchasing equipment and supplies, testing the hydroponic system. Between January and June, we anticipate a full rollout of the program. We'll be consuming, harvesting, and donating by the end of June 2024. At full capacity, the program will be sustained with revenue from our plant nursery and support from the community. 95% of our clients are at or below the poverty line. 85% of them live in group homes and are bused to the center daily. Impact 100 grant will help provide them with the tools to improve their nutrition, mental health, and physical well-being, and food security. In closing, in the words of Audrey Hepburn, to plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. Thank you.
What is it like to be homeless? Like my dear friend Joan, who found herself living in her car at the age of 78. It could be your friend. It could be a member of your family. Anyone you know who lost their home and their dignity by a simple twist of fate. Imagine living day after day, night after night, with all of your belongings in a backpack, trying to keep them from getting stolen, hungry, looking for food, a safe place to clean your body, wash your few clothes, rest your head. Just basic human needs. That's where we come in. The Interfaith Committee for Social Services operates a shower truck program where we not only provide showers, clothing, and hygiene products, but most of all, we serve love and dignity. It was our vision when we founded the Interfaith Committee to serve the homeless and empower them to improve their lives. But it definitely takes a village. Through our collaboration with our partners, Cross Ministries, Care and Kitchen, and the Delray Beach Police Outreach Team, we can do so much more than we ever visualized. We work together serving hope on the shower site to provide the services and resources for our people experiencing homelessness. There, our homeless receive their mail, health services, bus passes, haircuts, counseling, laundry vouchers, food stamps, phones, and IDs. We are honored to be part of the process of securing housing for our participants through a Section 8 program. It is so heartwarming to witness them exit homelessness and move into their own apartments. We are proud to assist in their move by providing their security deposits and household items to make their home livable. Joey arrived at our shower truck, dragging a suitcase behind him after losing his job in his apartment. He was hungry and desperate for a shower and clean clothes. He became one of our regulars, working odd jobs and always so grateful to come for a shower, clean clothes, and fellowship. Today, Joey's one of our partnership success stories, now living in his own apartment. Sadly, like many other seniors in Palm Beach County, unable to afford her rent, our sweet 78-year-old Joan became homeless and forced to live in her car in a Walmart parking place. She was hungry and desperate for a shower when Joan first arrived at our site, and soon became a regular participant and a friend to many of us. When an apartment became available in a senior community, we were so happy to be part of Joan's move. She was excited to be safe. Unfortunately, Joan was diagnosed with cancer shortly after. But Joan spent her last months surrounded by her dear friends, which included our team, until her death last December. But she died in her own bed and in her own apartment. We see an opportunity to further serve our homeless on site with a much-needed laundry truck, a positive addition to our services. As helpful as the laundry vouchers are to some, many of our participants cannot walk or bike that far. To be able to have their laundry done while they're showering or eating would be a tremendous service, especially to those seeking employment. During these past years of operating the shower truck, we have provided over 10,000 showers, and our truck has gotten hard use. This truck was donated to us in January 2018 by the recipient of an Impact 100 grant who had used the truck for 2 years. It is our dream to purchase a new laundry truck and a new shower truck. We would then donate the present shower truck to another organization.
Well, all right, ladies, we've got our work cut out for us. That was unbelievable. Every one of them. We need to go round up 300 more people like yesterday so that we can fund all of them. But you will find that another residual benefit I've gotten to see over the time of our 12 years is that many of you have just seen an organization that you're going to become involved with. Many of you have also just seen an organization that probably going to be an additional donor of your time, talents, and treasures to. And that's one of the beautiful things, again, is it's so much more than the $100,000. It's all of us behind them, all of us exposed to what they're doing, and I am continue to be blown away at the amazing organizations we have in our community and the creative ways that they have to serve the residents of Southern Palm Beach County. So thank you again for everybody. You have heard those were the 3 health and wellness finalists. I do want to make a note that in the ballot, that is not the order in which they were presented. So just be extra careful. And look, so on your ballot interfaith, the last one that went is actually in the middle on this. So now it is time to cast your very valuable vote. Everybody get on the Wi-Fi. If you had a problem with the Wi-Fi, getting on the Wi-Fi, then there's some ladies in orange pashminas. Raise your hand and somebody will come help you. But beyond that, if you are a voting member, we do have some guests here, but if you're a voting member this morning at, it says approximately, but it was precisely, thanks to Susan Duane, precisely 10 a.m. this morning, you received another link to that voting email. So when you go on to the voting email, at the bottom you will see this orange little square that says Vote Now. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to walk you through this, and then I'll give you several minutes, in fact, to do this. But so you go, and you click on the Vote Now, you make your choices one more time, you vote for one in every category, and then you have 3 extras. You can choose what you want to do with voting for another one, or voting for some of the other amazing projects in those and it's just straight up the 3. It doesn't matter what category you're in, the 3 extra ones. Then, yes, so then once you cast your vote, you're going to push Vote Now the second time, another orange box, and then that is going to take you, your ballot's going to be completely cast, and the next window is an option for us to pay for you to pay for next year's membership. Which would be super helpful to us so we can kind of gauge how many members we have and how many amazing transformational projects we're going to need to have presented to you. Also, there's some membership forms on here. I'll later talk about volunteer opportunities, but while you have a minute, you can, if you're writing a check, you can use this or fill it out. And again, we'll go over the volunteer opportunities later. We also have QR codes. There's lots of ways to join, but we would really appreciate if you join now, if you're able to join again for next year, so we can get you in early. And if you do choose to pay, you will be entered in for all people who've already paid up to today for next year, and for the people who, if you choose to renew your membership today, you're going to be entered into a raffle for one of these 4 items that we will pick when we come back together. But now we have a commercial break. You're allowed to chat with your friends. Please cast your vote, and we will see you back in about 10 or 15 minutes. All right, ladies, we have a few more. We're very dangerously close to getting those. All the votes tallied. So thank you again all for coming, making this an amazing success. As I mentioned earlier, we are an all-volunteer-led organization. And so we are always looking for some volunteers. There are lots of ways to get involved. I think many of you saw on the back on your tables, the membership forms on the back. It gives you some opportunities to figure out how to volunteer. And we have, oh, sorry, my slide's not the same as theirs. So it's like, where's my slide? So these are some volunteer opportunities that you have. And so fill those out. And as you leave, or if you'd like more information about any of these, there are a couple of them, particularly like the grant reviewers, and you need to decide in advance because that gets going pretty soon at the end of at the beginning of the year, beginning of our grant cycle, which has really sort of already started for next year, if you can believe that. So, and our volunteer coordinator I'd also like to thank, which is Ellen Elam. And she will be outside and help you with any volunteer questions and take your forms, or you can write your name on a clipboard. So I want to thank her for her time in coordinating everybody. I would also like to thank our sponsorship chair, Kirsten Jovanowski, who has been great at helping us fill all of our, so many different sponsor buckets, and we are grateful for her effort. If you would like to sponsor, please contact her. There's information on our website, and I'm sure outside as well. And then I would like to give a special, very hearty shout out to our membership co-chairs last year, Michelle Bernardo and Catherine Gillespie, who worked tirelessly all year to make sure that we had everything we needed to get to this amazing new threshold of over 800 members. After listening to all those presentations today, I'm even more grateful that we got that 8th grant to be able to award today, because they were just so many amazing projects. It's great to be able to award that 8th grant. And we also are well on our way for membership for next year. I don't know that I got a particular count, but there are a lot of names in that bucket. That's very exciting. So if you have already joined, if you joined before today, or the people who just joined online, we made little tickets, so everybody's been entered to win. And so we are going to pull our raffle items, and we are going to have our presenting sponsor pull the raffles. So if you all would like to come up. So the first thing we have is a Total Wine private wine class for up to 20 guests, donated by Total Wine and More. Oh, that's 2. Uh-oh. And the winner, Constance Dix. I don't know if she's here or not, but Constance, very exciting. I will remember which one goes where. And the next one, a fine art portraiture session by acclaimed Warner Procos Photography, who is a precious member and dear friend of Impact 100 and does incredibly beautiful work. So the winner of that one is Catherine Grell. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, Catherine. So you all can come up and get these later. The next one is a hydrofacial gift certificate and skincare basket from Sipperstein Dermatology Group, so thank you for that. Then their winner is, Gail Millhouse. Gail Millhouse, yay, thank you. And the next, the Wild Hair Salon, $150 gift certificate along with hair products, Christina Nichols. So yay, thank you all. Thank you, thank you. All right, so we are very excited. I think we are getting close to, do we have our, yes, next. Hopefully we've got our grants coming up and everybody figured out whether they got the, someone's going to be handing me some envelopes any minute now, I just know it. The golden envelopes that everybody's so excited to see. Thank you. Let's see. All right, 1 little minute break. I was told they had, well, we'll see. Hold on. I'll peek behind the curtain. Alrighty. Back to, I'm so enjoying my bedazzled gavel here. This is fantastic. All right, sorry, we almost got this off without any, whatever, it just took an extra minute. So, here it is, the very big excitement. And we got beautiful envelopes. I love the way these ladies roll. Everything's fantastic all the time. We are so blessed in our community with amazing women volunteers. So, in the area of arts, culture, and historic preservation, the 2023 Impact 100 $100,000 grant is awarded to Digital Vibes, Digital Expression. Yay! See how fun this is to give away everybody else's money because your 1,000 wasn't, you know. It's the collective. Your 1,000, this is my favorite thing. The best bargain in Boca is to put 1,000 in and give 804,000 away. So, in the focus area of education, the 2023 Impact 100 Palm Beach County $100,000 grant is awarded to Propel. I have to say, they are one of our, they have hung in there and they have reapplied and reapplied and reapplied just for those nonprofits out there thinking about applying. And here we are, $100,000. In the area of environment and animal welfare, the 2023 Impact $100,000 grant is awarded to Morning Day Community Solutions. And the focus area, family. The 2023 Impact 100 Palm Beach County $100,000 grant goes to 4 Kids of Palm Beach. And in the focus area of health and wellness, the 2023 Impact 100 Palm Beach County $100,000 grant is awarded to Interfaith Committee for Social Services. So, if you didn't get your favorite there, 3 more. We have 3 more $100,000 grants that we'll go to. The 6th grant, and these are not in any particular order, they're just all 3 grants of the focus area of health and wellness. A $100,000 grant is awarded to Arms of Hope Community. The 7th $100,000 grant is also in the area of health and wellness. The 2023 Impact 100 Palm Beach County $100,000 grant goes to the HAB Center for the handicapped. We're going to have everybody know what a potato is very soon. And our 8th grant, this is in the focus area of family. The 2023 Impact 100 Palm Beach County $100,000 grant goes to Tomorrow's Rainbow. Brief on the go. So we thank you all very much. You all were an integral and amazing part of having everything that happened today. We thank again all the volunteers and the sponsors. And we look forward to seeing you many times. Our fall kickoff has a date that is in your thing in October. And we will look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you again so much. It has been an honor to be your president this year. Sorry, one more thing, that if you are a grant winner, we are going to take those checks, the picture everybody loves with the big checks, so please don't go anywhere. Yes, and remember to take your flowers home if you won them, please. And your fans, so you can remember the beautiful time in today. Thank you.